Go.
I thought you were doing the intro.
No, you said you were.
What's up, What the Vet fam? Welcome to another episode of What the Vet with me and Joyce, or Joyce and I, however politically, grammatically correct you want to be. I don't give a shit. But anyway, we're talking today about Joyce. Stop laughing. You need Jesus.
Oh, shit.
About staff meetings. Are they effective? Are they necessary? Do your staff pay attention? Or could that shit just have been an email? As a practice manager, my stance is yes, staff meetings are necessary to an extent. I use it more or less as a team check-in, team bonding conversation. Let me get your input, thoughts, feelings, and opinions, because you have just as much buy-in as what happens in this hospital as your leadership team does. You see the day-to-day operations. You have thoughts and opinions on how we can do things more efficaciously. I love to hear my staff's ideas and put those into play. Do meetings turn into bitch sessions? Yes. Does your staff zone out, and 90% of what you say, does it ever get put into play, either A, by leadership, or B, by staff that's supposed to be doing it? I have varying opinions on that, and I'm going to keep that to myself for the moment. But Joyce, what are your thoughts and opinions on that, about staff meetings being necessary, efficacious, things like that?
So let's break it down. How often do you do staff meetings?
To be honest with you, I like to
In
do
a perfect world.
In a perfect world, I would like to do at least monthly staff meetings just to check in with it.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
No. No. I am a firm believer that 3/4 of the staff meetings can be put as an email. Now, mind you, most of my training comes from specialty medicine, and I have done overnight shifts many moons. How many times, night shifters that are watching this, were you forced to stay after your shift to do morning meetings? Punch them square in the face. I don't want your donuts. I don't want your coffee. Make them stay at night. Why we roll in a little bit early. It's inconsiderate. You know, like, I personally think meetings should be quarterly. If you want to check in with your peeps, that's awesome. Check in with them. You're rounding, you're doing your thing. That's fine. You can do that monthly, and then also do like a little newsletter and post it where everyone can see it. Like, hey, these are the changes that are coming this month. These are the things that we've reached. These are the goals that we have for the following month. Blah, 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 blah. We're promoting this.
Meetings. I agree with you, quarterly.
But, like, I can't stand meetings, like staff meetings, because, like, there's other things I could do. I'm going to scroll on TikTok because I'm already going to know what you're going to say. Because if it was very important, we would have already known, and we could have actual conversations in a more, I don't like them. And the best part of my job right now is, like, I'm the only unit clerk on the unit. So, like, when they do their meetings, I don't have to go because it doesn't involve me. Like, all of their stuff doesn't involve me. And, like, and then you can do specific meetings for the receptionists, do specific meetings for the assistants, do specific meetings for the kennel staff, and then do specific meetings for the doctors and the technicians. So you're not pulling all of these people, all of your resources into one room when you could be doing it.
Yeah, and I agree with you to an extent on that. As a practice manager, having to meet with all of these individuals separately, granted that should occur because different departments do different things, need different tidying up and assignment. I get that. But as a practice manager, having to meet with all of these departments separately is so taxing, and it takes away from other administrative duties. So taxing. But I do agree with you, like departmental check-ins.
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna verbally slap the shit out of you today. I can't. But no, it takes away. But like when we worked at the place that shall not be named, we had departmental meetings. You know,
we did.
So.
And they also and this was before you came to the place that shall not be named. They did, for the night staff, the OG people, and they were people that you hadn't even met that worked outside. Like, how do I say this without naming names? One of the owners had another partner. You never met that one. But they did a big meeting, and they did it all at the end of the shift. So when the night shift came on, they were fresh as a daisy versus in the morning, because anybody that works overnight, they know for a fact, you are not there in the morning.
No.
You're not. Working overnight shift takes so much out of you, not even demanding wise, just being up in the middle of the night with your body. There's plenty of studies that people doubt that. But I think the people that doubt that haven't done an overnight shift before or done overnight shift for an extended period of time. There's reasons that it said there's studies that say it causes cancer and sleeping disorders and all kinds of things and takes years off your life. I wholeheartedly agree. I was the sickest when I worked overnights. I liked it. Mentally, I liked it. Physically, my body was at its worst. But that being said, they, in the very beginning, knew that about people that work night shift. They were better in the beginning of their shift, and the day shifters were still fine. And I say fine in quotes, were fine with staying a little later. They did it that way, and I very much appreciated that they did that. That's my rant.
Yeah.
And
you're not there that way. When the day shift is coming on and you're coming off night shift, you have no, once that time, I'm gonna say, once that first day shift person walks through the door, shut down. It's time to go.
Let me round, like, let's go.
Yep, my whole body's like, bro, let's go. You know what I mean? And I would sit in the meeting. I know Chris was there, like Chris and I were on overnights together. We would sit in the meetings and just zone out. Like,
oh yeah, because you don't, you're like, no, and then you would move on with your life, but you would be there until, if you're getting off at either 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, the meetings go until 9, 10:30 in the morning, and then you still have to drive home. Most people don't live just right around the corner. They're driving at least a half hour home. And doing that when you've been up for 15, 16, 17, 18 hours, you are a hazard.
100%. 100%. And you really, do you really information that's being relayed to you in the meeting when you're in that state? No.
No, that's why I think it should just be an email 9 times out of 10. Everything that you're going to tell me 9 times out of 10, I've already heard. We've already talked about in one way, shape, or form. And if you do it monthly, you're just wasting everybody's time.
Exactly. No, and I agree with you. And two, like I think meetings are periodically necessary to get everybody, on the same page. This is what we're doing, this, that, and the other. But I am so like hands-on and involved and on the floor with my staff all the time. We have powwows in my office, or we're, talking, about things throughout the clinic in between appointments. It's basically like mini meetings here, there, and everywhere to get people's opinion on things. Like today, like we were on a booze cruise, and, me and one of the technicians were walking to the sandbar, drink in hand, enjoying the sunshine, talking about workflow, talking about other, other things that we could be doing in the clinic. Like I have check-ins with them all the time. It's not just in a meeting. They are comfortable coming to me whenever, and I'm comfortable going to them whenever. Like we check in with each other every single day. You know what I mean? I don't think that their morning huddles and your rounds to round on patients are different. But, announcements and things like that, again, that could be emails, it could be Slack messages, it could be newsletters, it could be, things that aren't taking up your... Exactly. Because honestly, who pays attention in things? We know Joyce doesn't. We know she would prefer to be scrolling on TikTok.
And how many times did you sit next to me that I had some kind of social media thing that I was scrolling on, half listening, and I could still answer those questions because it's the same thing when they do it that frequently. It is literally the same thing.
We would both be scrolling on social media and look over at each other like, really?
We would be taking Snapchat. We would be doing Snapchat pictures with each other to people across the floor.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, oh, Joyce, what do you think about this? And I'm like, well, I think if we charge X, Y, and Z, I would still be able to answer the questions. I wouldn't be like, But because, again, we've talked about it before. Yep. The month before and the month before that and the month before that.
It's the same thing it was the same thing every freaking meeting, and we didn't see results from said meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But
the solution is not more meetings.
As a member of, it's very hard when you're having meetings and you have things that you're telling your staffs coming down the pipelines to actually be able to have the administrative time and time off the floor, not filling as a tech, as a receptionist, as a kennel person, as a groomer, you know what I mean? Not filling all of those roles to get those things done, to complete your meeting minutes, to complete your action items on your agenda. It's so hard. We had a meeting in March, Joyce, before I went to Australia. Right? I had meeting minutes. I have, action items and things like that. I am still filtering through the tail end of that. And we've already had a second meeting with more shit added to it that I'm still trying to get through. And that puts a bad taste in staff's mouths because, we had this meeting. You said you're going to do this. And it's taken you 8 months to get it done.
Okay. Are you ready to hear something that you may not like?
Yeah. We're cool, bro.
Shut your door and stop going out and get it done.
Oh no, my staffers kicking me out, making me work from home. They know how much I hate working from home, but they're like, what are you doing here? You need to be at home.
Yeah. Yeah. But you just said 5 seconds ago that you're out there being a tech and a groomer and blah, blah, blah. So don't.
Well, but there's some times though I don't have a choice. If I
Well, I know, I know if you have to be, if there's that, but your staff is right.
Yeah.
Stop getting on the floor.
Yeah. So like I've been
get
on
you a
the
shot
floor
collar.
more so than I should be as a PM because how the economy's been recently. We've unfortunately had to cut staff hours, and I've had to fill in those positions. So if I cut staff for, a Monday morning, which granted, should we do that? No, sometimes we have to though. For a Monday morning, and then we get those phone calls for the week, I've got to stop what I'm doing and fill in on the floor because I already told half that damn staff to stay home. So it's hard to balance all of that and finish all of your promises and your discussions with your staff and things like that. So are meetings pointless in essence? Yeah. But I'm not.
You can make it into newsletters every month.
Exactly. And who's going to read them though? But there should be a receipt portion of that newsletter to be responsible for the information in that letter.
Yeah. And then do quarterly meetings of the things coming down through the pipelines. And I can guarantee you people would listen more if it was quarterly and they had the news. You know what I mean? Like they could read the newsletter in their own time.
Yep. So I don't know. It's a catch-22. You're damned if you are and damned if you don't, Yeah.
I mean, I haven't technically been in a staff meeting in 2 years because I'm the only unit clerk on the floor.
Girl, we have a staff meeting every Sunday. I'm just kidding. So
this is a different kind of staff. This is more like just ranting and a couple people listen.
Yeah. That's right. A couple people. Yeah, but all I have.
We got our first negative comment, guys, in one of ours. And honestly, it cracked me up. We talked about staff meetings. And bless Amber Squared because she came in with the right hook after that, and which then made me cackle even more because she's not wrong. And then today I did our response to it, and it makes me giggle. And my response was I was talking to Amber about it, and I'm putting things on what we should say. And I want to be instead of you're a hoe or your mom should have swallowed. Listen, it's YouTube. It's fine. I put thou speaketh with the wisdom of a damp sock left in the rain. So if you leave negative comments, just know we're going to be thinking about a response that has just a little bit of pizzazz to it.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a snap behind it. You know what I mean?
And and it wasn't even that bad. Are you fine if I read the negative comment? Because I don't care. It just makes me laugh.
Read it.
Because it says beginning was annoying because again, Amber and I go quid pro quo. And then the question and answer, they didn't use proper English here, was us absolutely trash advice. I assume they meant was, but those keyboard warriors over here get a little too fast.
Yeah.
And so we had some people come to our rescue, but I still had to put a little zinger to it.
Absolutely. And listen, if the beginning was annoying, why did you continue to watch it?
No. That's the best part. You don't have to watch us, guys. We do this for our own selves. If the day ever comes that it ends, it's because we are done. It's not because we only have one viewer.
Right. These are conversations we've had in exam rooms while we're doing ultrasound. So might as well put them on a podcast and just entertain people if we can. But
if we can. And if you think we're going to get very technical in disease processes and run-of-the-mill things, no, unless we have professionals to back us up on that, right? So, but we're going to talk about our experience because between the two of us, we've seen some shit. So we're going to talk about it and what we feel because guess what? It's our podcast.
And if you're going to leave a negative comment, let me just go ahead and preface with, we don't give a shit. You have a negative comment and you post it on our podcast, we're going to laugh about it amongst ourselves, amongst our friends, and we're going to have the most outlandish comeback. Don't think that you're
we're gonna come back with something. It may take a little bit because we're gonna think about it. But then also we have the people that are in our corner that's gonna come up with something a little bit more harsh. Oh, I was just I was like, get it. She's like, I needed a little bit. She's like, no one comes after my friends. And I could just see her too with that finger and just be like, And I was like,
What
yeah.
it said. You remember that part on White Chicks? I am a white woman. Like, I imagine that's what Amber D was like. Writing that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so that is also like our entertainment for you guys at the end if you've made it this far, because again, you don't have to watch. So if you didn't want to actually listen to us talk about the team meetings, it was just something that I had seen on like a forum of someone talking about in the vet tech side. And with Amber's background in practice management, I was like, oh, let's talk about it. It's not going to be a very long podcast because like I think it could be an email, you know. So, like, if you made it this far, thanks.
Exactly. And two, if you are responding negatively, that means you watched the shit, my guy. Mission accomplished.
And then, like, you're still gonna push us out into the algorithm. Like, negative will still push us out. So, thank you. We actually got some good views on that one.
Yes. So thank you for that, whoever you are.
Yeah, we
Appreciate
got
you.
some new followers and some new views. So, joke's on you.
Carrying away, my guy. Yeah.
But yeah, guys, if you want anything that we have seen, Amber has her finger up, so I'm gonna let her go.
Yes. Is this person that said we gave absolutely trash advice in vet med?
So, did I stalk this YouTube account? Yes, I did. They had many, many playlists, and from what I could see on one of the playlists was a cow abscess. So I'm gonna go with no. But they did have a picture of their cat.
Cool. Do not give a profession if you ain't in this shit. Joyce, I'm gonna end up in prison. Thank God I look good in orange. That's all I got
I
to
look
say.
good in orange too.
Yeah, sell me each other's hair and shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would totally cornrow your hair.
Dude, I've had that done before, and that hurt so bad. But it looked
Yeah, they
so
gotta
good.
get it pretty tight.
Yeah, I cried. But yeah.
All right, guys, if there is anything that you guys want to have a discussion about, because really that's the moral of our podcast show is to have discussions. Pop a comment, or you can go to the TikTok or Facebook page, What the Vet, and send a DM, and we will put it on the list. And Tina, we're still working on yours. It's just a little more difficult on that one because we want other people involved to get their said so, and we're not big enough yet. But
yeah. And two, like if you're bringing a topic to our attention that you want to discuss, dude, we'll bring one with us to discuss said topic to give you a platform to be heard.
But yeah, until next week, guys.
Bye.